Hello everyone, it's Dylan from Yugioh Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. This time we have some really cool news in regards to the most recent video game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution. We have some great news on a worldwide release, new systems that the game will be coming out for within the next 2 weeks, and a massive update coming to the Nintendo Switch version. So for those of you that are completely unaware of this video game, Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution came out, I want to say in like April of 2019 in Japan, and then I believe it came in August of 2019 to the US. The game was not region locked on the Nintendo Switch eShop, so if you created a Nintendo of Japan account on your Nintendo Switch, you were able to get Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution back in April before it actually officially came out in the States in August. But even when it came out, it was a Nintendo Switch exclusive, meaning if you had PC, PlayStation 4, or Xbox One, you were out of luck. But there is some amazing news that just came out about a week ago. We now know that Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution is going to be released officially on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC via Steam. So Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution, the video game that a lot of us enjoyed, is going to be here on every single video game platform within the next 2 weeks. March 24th of 2020 is when this game will be coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. And there are some massive updates coming to this game. This is not the same base game that came out in April and August of last year. There is going to be Master Rule 5, I'm pretty sure, and I believe, putting pieces of the puzzle together, as you know I like to do, I believe there is going to be a full Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode. If you remember, when Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution came out, Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS only had 3 duels. They had Playmaker versus the Knight of Hanoi, Playmaker versus Go, and Playmaker versus Blue Angel, Aoi's Aizen. And a lot of us were like, well, that's a little disappointing. You know, the game is called Link Evolution. Links are the mainstay of the game, and we only have 3 duels, one of them being a tutorial duel for the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story. And I think at that point, Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS was at like episode 90, 91. It was probably nearing the end of Season 2, so they definitely could have done 7 or 8 duels for VRAINS, but I guess they wanted to wait until the show concluded. I'm sure they knew the show was going to end early, that it was going to end in September, and I'm sure they had this timeline planned when the game came out in April, which is why they didn't put much effort into making a Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS campaign. But I believe we are going to get a full VRAINS story campaign in this game. So let me just read a little bit about this very quickly. The new versions of the game will bring the total cards available to play with to over 10,000. It will also add new characters to play against in the game's various story modes. This Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist Link Evolution update will only hit the Switch, because each other version of the game will come with everything the update adds to the Switch. Konami explains that now players will be able to experience duels and moments from throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh! Animated series, not least because there will be more than 150 opponents to play against. Among these are iconic characters such as Kaiba, Yubel, Yami Yugi, Soulburner, and Yami Marik. The update will drop on March 24th. Konami also explained that the online rules will be revised in April 2020, meaning playing the game online will be exactly like playing in a real tournament. Once this update hits, this will be the definitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Experience, and it's available on the go on Switch, and it will also be available on all those other platforms as well. And if the online rules get revised in April 2020, that has to mean that Master Rule 5 will be the way to play this game going forward, which is... it makes sense. You don't want to have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game out there that's using the old Master Rule, because that's not really doing any good, especially for people that want to learn about the new format and want to learn about the new meta and stuff. So really cool that they are putting this much work into Link Evolution. If we go on their site, we see a really cool website on Konami.com. I will actually link it down below, and you can see some of the cards that are coming out, including Ignisters and Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. So Ignisters were released really not that long ago into the OCG and TCG. So this is going to be a very, very, very updated card pool. You have 5-headed Link Dragon, IP Masquerena, and a Predaplant Link. So a really cool card pool, and this is where we need to do a little bit of detective work to really give a good idea of how many characters are going to be in this Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode, and I think, guys, it's going to be a full Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode. I thought that maybe they would skip the Ignis Welfare arc, but I don't think they're going to, because if you look at the new characters in the TCG, and obviously these characters are all going to be characters that have to be in the story mode. They wouldn't be advertising them otherwise. We have Blue Maiden. You can see her in the bottom left, and Blue Maiden, obviously, is what Aoi Zaisen became later in the show. We have Bounty Hunter, Go Onizuka. We have Akira Zaisen in the bottom right, and it's kind of hard to see him, but Lightning is at the bottom, and if you look at the top, you have Windy. We never see Windy's face, but we know for a fact that is Windy. So if Lightning and Windy, as well as Blood Shepherd and Bowman on the left-hand side, and then, of course, Human Eye comes into the picture as well, if all of these characters are going to be part of Link Evolution, and in turn part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode, I think we're going to get a full, complete Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode. Now, there might be some duels missing. There's some important duels missing in literally every single show. I'm pretty sure that in the Duel Monsters story mode, there is no Noah Kaiba. Like, Noah Kaiba, that whole arc doesn't even exist. So there are going to be, I might be wrong about that, but I'm like 99% certain. So there are going to be characters that are not going to be appearing, obviously. But based on this little screenshot here and this flashing screen with all the character icons, I truly believe that Legacy of the Duelist is going to have a majority of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS characters. And if we look at this graphic as well, you can see Lightning. Lightning sitting up there comfortably in the top right. In the bottom right, you have Soul Burner. You have Eye all the way to the left, so there is a good amount of Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS characters, a healthy amount. Blue Maiden is there as well. And then if we go to the OCG release trailer, we can actually see footage confirming that Playmaker versus Eye, as well as Revolver versus Soul Burner, which was a phenomenal duel, are the final two duels of the Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode. So I think we are getting a full Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS campaign mode, which is really, really cool. And basically will conclude everything in regards to Studio Gallup's Yu-Gi-Oh! Since obviously Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s is going to be done by a brand new studio, and this is really the game that's going to encapsulate everything. And yeah, this is a really, really cool update and announcement that I was not expecting. And even on the site, you can see free update. So if you have a Nintendo Switch, that's great. And then you can also see on the left-hand side of that, play with the latest official rules, revised April 1st, 2020. That's right when Master Rule 5 goes into effect, so we will be able to play with Master Rule 5. And then on the scrolling bar here, we also can see another shot of VRAINS campaign mode, which is Playmaker versus Revolver. I would imagine it's probably the end of Season 1, Playmaker versus Revolver. Actually, excuse me, you know what? It's not the end of Season 1 because the scroll bar on the bottom left is all the way to the left. So that is probably the duel we are getting right after Playmaker versus Aoi Zaisen. That's probably the first new duel that is coming in this update because, again, the scroll bar on the bottom is all the way to the left. So if that is the final duel of Season 1, then they skipped everything in Season 1, which I doubt it is. So yeah, really excited for this game, guys. And you guys let me know if you are going to be picking up Link Evolution. I know there were a few people that were kind of on the fence about it when it first came out in August. A lot of people said it didn't really add enough from the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Legacy of the Duelist title for them to want to get it, especially because there was really no Yu-Gi-Oh! VRAINS story mode. But now that we are probably going to have a full VRAINS campaign mode, now that we are going to have Master Rule 5 in the game, and now that we are going to have an insane, massive card pool, a very updated card pool, is that enough? Also now on every platform, so you don't need to buy a Switch if you don't have the game. Is that enough for you to become invested in this game? Please let me know down below. I am really excited to hear from all of you, and of course, I will be streaming a little bit of Link Evolution once the new update drops. A special thank you to my Platinum tier patrons Alexa Baker, Glen McGookin, Jorge Carrillo, Horace Maye, Goosey Q, Vincent Van Der Veen, Panther J, Smith620, Jorge Leon, and Gabe G. And to my Diamond tier patrons Jesse Wood, Latrell Smith, Sean, and Melinda Phantom. And to my Egyptian God tier patron Syn Cloud. Thank you to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Thank you to everyone who's a channel member. And thank you to everyone who just watches these videos. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you. I will talk to you down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.